Okay, so the screen's going to load. So we are going to talk about author's purpose. So when authors write, they write for one of three reasons, and we can say that it's easy as pie to remember. So they're either going to persuade their reader to do something, so that's going to be they're going to try and get them to do what they want. They might be writing to inform their reader about something, just to give information, or they may be writing to entertain their reader. So, in this passage, people who wanted to travel from the east to settle in the west in the mid 1800s traveled on the Oregon Trail and wagon trains. The trail started in Iowa and Missouri and stretched about 2,000 miles to Oregon. Over 50,000 settlers made this long and dangerous journey. Not everyone who started the journey made it to Oregon. Many died from illness, accidents, and bad weather. So when we read that, we've got to think, are they trying to persuade us to do something? Were they trying to get us to take the Oregon Trail? They weren't. They weren't really entertaining us. Nothing about that. It didn't make you smile. It wasn't trying to make you happy. But they were informing us. So the author's purpose on this one is to inform, to teach you about the Oregon Trail. As it is now time for my son the prince to marry, we shall hold a great contest to find the strongest and bravest princess in all the kingdom, announced the king. Prince Harold sighed. He didn't care who won the contest. He didn't want to get married. He just wanted to train unicorns. So when we think about this author's purpose, start with persuade. He's not trying to get you to train unicorns. He's not trying to convince you to do anything, so it's not persuade. He's not really informing you of anything. Think unicorns aren't real, so they're really not giving you information about that. But it is entertaining. If you were to read on in this story, you'd hear all about Prince Harold and his unicorn training adventures. So this one would be to entertain you. Marsupials are a type of mammal. Female marsupials have a pocket that they use for carrying and protecting their babies. Most marsupials, such as kangaroos, wallabies, wombats, and koalas, live in Australia. The only marsupial native to North America is the possum. So, this article, the author was not trying to persuade you to do anything. They weren't trying to persuade you to think that marsupials are the best mammals. They weren't really entertaining you. They weren't telling you a fun story about a koala, but they were informing you. They were teaching you about marsupials. Last one. I know you're super busy, but can you please help me with my math homework today? You are so good at math, and I'm really having trouble. Plus, if you help me today, I will help you with your book report next week. Also, my mom made these totally yummy cookies today, and we can have some while we're working. So they're not informing us about anything, and it's not really entertaining, but this author is trying to persuade somebody to do something. They are trying to convince somebody to help them with their math homework, and they're giving them all the reasons. You're so good at math, I'm really struggling, I'll help you next week, and we can have these awesome cookies. So they are trying to persuade their reader to help them to do what they want. So when we talk about author's purpose, it's easy as pie: persuade, inform, entertain.